Hello, good people. I just want to talk very briefly about the thing that people are saying they are most concerned about right now. And it's been trending in different polls that have been taken, and that is inflation, especially in the US. I'm from the US. That's what I am, that's the area I'm focused on. Here's the thing. I get it. I understand that inflation is through the roof on everything. Rents, when I hear about what rents are in the United States right now, as I live outside of the United States, this is Colombia behind me. So as I live outside of the United States, I get it. I completely understand the fear of inflation. I completely understand that rents are through the roof. I completely understand that fuel costs are through the roof. What I really want to bring to your attention more than anything, and food, let's go there too, not just through the roof, but the shortages. Here's what I don't think people are really grasping about inflation and a lot of other things, is that it's all to establish fears. Oh, it's working because they've been doing it for years. They've been doing it forever. They establish the fears in each person and they do it through all kinds of division. That's what has worked. And once they establish the fear, whatever the fears are in each person, then all they have to do is then pull the trigger. When they pull the trigger, because you are not solidified in who you are, then you waver with every single thing that comes. So here's what I want you to get. Is inflation real? Yes. Are there things to be concerned about? Yes. But I want you to go beyond the inflation. I want you to go beyond the obvious. I want you to go beyond what's being fed to you. I want you to go beyond the political messaging. I want you to go beyond all of the campaigns that are being marketed to you and to understand what will really happen in your life when inflation actually pushes you out of the ability to live the kind of life you've led. Because that's the biggest concern from where I sit. The biggest concern is not what they are doing to you in this current moment. No. The biggest concern is, are you prepared? Are you ready for what life will be for you beyond what they have orchestrated? For some of you, you can't wrap your brain around this being an orchestration. Well, nothing happens in a bubble. It's all been orchestrated. And that's the first reality you're going to have to come to in order to actually understand where your true power lies. Because people only feel powerless when they have surrendered their power. Now, here's the deal. Most people surrender their power to the conditioning in spaces where they really weren't that powerful. You see, you are either living from your core or from your conditioning. And I'm telling you that the powers that be that are also in control of all of this inflation and set up all these fears and created all this division, they set up all of this social conditioning to rob you of who you were and to stop you from living from your core a long time ago. So the way that you come full circle on this thing is to stop having expectations from outside of you. Stop expecting the same people who create the chaos and then make you beg for order to come and save you. Stop looking for validation outside of you. Now, you know I'm going somewhere with this, right? So hang in here. I'm going somewhere with this. They are not coming to save you. You must now focus on the one thing that you have neglected for your entire life, not willingly, But because they never had you focus on it, they had you focusing on your professional life. And if you're still listening, then you have been in a space of that medium economic realm that had you believing that things were working for you and had you dreaming that one day you would be in those higher spaces. And now reality is closing in on you. I'm telling you, the only thing you've ever had control of, but they robbed you of the natural things you had early on, stripped you of your core so that they could condition you for the world they needed you to play in and to become what they needed you to become in your thoughts, in how you responded to the things that they set up, their norms, all of that stuff. Here's where this thing has to come full circle, and I believe with everything in me that things are happening exactly as they ought to happen. So having the mindset to be able to embrace that things are happening as they ought to happen, instead of being fearful about what is happening, has everything to do with you returning back to self, because you're either living from your core or your conditioning. You see, they don't want you to know your core, so they established all of these entities and industries to have you dependent on, and to trust a government that does not give a rat's ass about you. And I think now that they've passed reverted some laws, and many others, then everybody is starting to see across the full spectrum of complexions that they don't give a damn about any of us. And so the one thing you've neglected your whole life has been your own individuality. It has been emotional development. It has been personal development. It has been totally focusing on who you are, because that is the only thing you have control of. You have zero control over any external factors. So if you're afraid of inflation, here's the thing that's even beyond the inflation. It is you, it is the people you say you love, and it is the community that you will end up in at the as we go through whatever the rest of this collapse is. Because make no mistake, things are indeed collapsing, but depending on who you are and how well you know you, how much you know about you, is going to determine how you handle going through this next phase. So what needs to happen? You need to be redefined, returned back to self. Who are you? In order to live from your core, you have to know what that is. The very things they did not want you to know. Then you have to develop as an individual. You have to understand and get better about interpersonal relationships. Because what's likely to happen is the very people that this individualism world has created for you to get away from are the same people that you're going to end up back with. So people keep talking about community when they are not prepared for it. People are not prepared to live these communal lives, to live collectively. And the only way you get prepared to live collectively is to understand who you are at your core, so that you can be strengthened as an individual, so that you understand your own wiring, how you were designed to process information, how you were designed to process emotions, your feelings, and then to get a clear understanding of your own behaviors. Okay? Because here's what the world of psychology has done. And yes, I'm kicking the out of the world of psychology, because that is the world that has totally removed you from yourself and have you dependent on their minions in order to tell you who you are and what's important to you and what you should be focused on, when you came here knowing what that is. So when you are returned to self and you are strengthened as an individual, then you also, when you learn to the awareness of individuality, then you also understand the people around you, and even the people you raised. If you don't get along with them, it's because you don't understand them. And I'm telling you, the way to understand how to read your own children's manual is to first understand how to read your own. So you get straight, you get your relationship straight, really develop the interpersonal skills that are necessary. And that comes, and the only way to really be effective with that is to understand who each person is at their core, to understand what it is that their needs are, which are going to be very different than yours. When you can tap into who you are, what your needs are, how to be totally at peace with who you are, to create the peace you need to create between your ears, no matter what life brings, then you are prepared for the rest of the people around you. You are then prepared to start to create some strong relationships, some healthy bonds with the people you say you love. Because it's amazing to me that people keep saying that they want to build community when you have not been successful in doing that with the people you say you love, when those are the people you're likely to end up with because of inflation. Because of inflation, you're gonna end up back with the people you say you love. And I don't doubt that you love them. But the reality is, people know that you love them when you respect and honor what is important to them. If you have not done that with yourself, and you have been compromising the things that are important to you, then it becomes easier to operate from conditioning. Okay? So, is this inflation a big deal? Yup. Are there things that are bigger deals? Yes, you are. You are a bigger deal than the inflation. So when you return back to self, understand who you are, then you are able to stand in authenticity with who you are, and to use the core of your being to be able to be strengthened in order to face whatever life is bringing, because you know that from your core, you're already equipped. You're equipped because you're living based on who you are, not what they've wanted from you, because what they've wanted from you and what you've developed over the years from their conditioning is not going to work for you right now. Because the kryptonite to all of this is for everybody to get in that space of really developing as individuals, so that you never ever surrender who you are and betray who you are for the purpose of the conditioning. So it's you first, then it's the people who are important to you, and then it's building community. And the more people who do that around, then you are strengthened in your space to be able to weather whatever is coming next. But fearing what comes next is not the thing. That's what they've built you for. And in order to cut away at the conditioning, you have to return to self. All right, that's what I came for. It's only my third live. But that was pressing on me, and I wanted to just come drop it. I didn't want to go and etch out nothing to have to. I just wanted to come and drop it. So I hope you heard my heart. It's what I do, so you can always just order a clarifying session with me, which is not just a session. It's actually a mini course, because there's some things that you are going to do pre our course, our session, and then when we come together, we are going to be able to return. You're already going to be returned back to self, and then you'll be able to see whatever you're afraid of, whatever your concerns are, with more clarity, in order to align yourself with whatever is coming. All right? Or align yourself with the truth of who you are, to be equipped and prepared for whatever is coming. All right. Until I do this again, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. I'm Zara Green, and this is what I do. So it's your life. Choose it just as it is. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it. As long as you can breathe and learn, it can get better. Bye for now. Ooh, the planes they showed me some grace. Now here they come. Ciao. How do I end it? I don't know how to end it. Well, that ain't it. I just showed y'all the rest of, look at that view. Is that view amazing or what? I know. I love it here. I don't know how to end it, y'all. How do I? Here we go. Ciao.